Every time you walk into the room, got me feeling crazy. Shot my heart, boom, boom. Any other boy would stare, but me, I look away. Guess you're making me scared. Trying not to breathe, 1, 2, 3.
Content-based instruction is an approach to language teaching that integrates language learning with academic content or specific topics so that students learn the language while learning other material. Next, the principle. First, both the content and the language are targets for learning. And second, teaching should build on student previous experience. And third, the teacher scaffolds the linguistic content. It helps learners say what it is they want to say by building a complete utterance together with the students. And fourth, when learners perceive the relevance of their language use, they are motivated to learn. They know that it is a means to end and rather than an end in itself. And fifth, language is learned most effectively when it is used as a medium to convey content of interest to the student. And sixth, vocabulary is easier to acquire when there are contextual clues to help convey meaning. It is important to integrate all the skills as well as vocabulary and grammar in an authentic context. And seventh, when they work with authentic subject matter, students need language support. For instance, the teacher may provide a number of examples, build in some redundancy, use comprehension checks. And eight, learners work with meaningful, cognitively demanding language and content with the context of authentic material and text. And 9, it is important for students to learn this discourse, organization of academic text. And 10, and graphic organizer helps students develop the skill that they need to learn academic content. First, dictogloss. In a dictogloss, students listen twice to a short talk or reading on appropriate content. Second, graphic organizer. Graphic organizer are visual displays that help students to organize and remember new information. They involve drawing or writing down ideas and making connections. They combine word and phrases, symbol, and arrow to map knowledge. And third, language experience. Approach students take turns dictating a story about their life experiences to the teacher who write it down in the target language. And fourth, process writing. Traditionally, when teachers teach writing, they assign topic for students to write on. Perhaps they do a bit of brainstorming about the topic during the pre-writing phase and then have students write about the topic without interruption. And fifth, dialect journals. Another way to work in literacy skills is to have students keep dialect journals. The particular way that journals are used varies, but it essentially involves students writing in their journals in class or for homework regularly, perhaps after each class or once a week. Communicative language teaching, or CLT, is an approach to language teaching that emphasizes interaction as the primary means and ultimate goal of learning a language. It focuses on developing learners' communicative competence, the ability to use the language effectively and appropriately in real-life situations. Next principle. First, whenever possible, authentic language as it is used in real context should be introduced. Second, being able to figure out the speaker or writer's intention is part of being communicatively competent. Third, the target language is a vehicle for classroom communication, not just the object of study. Fourth, one function can have many different linguistic forms. Since the focus of the course is on real language use, a variety of linguistic forms presented together, the emphasis is on the process of communication rather than just mastery of language forms. 5. Students should work with language at the discourse or sequential or above the sentence level. They must learn about cohesion and coherence, those properties of language which bind the sentences together. Next, games are important because they have certain features in common with real communicative events. There is a purpose to the exchange. Also, the speaker receives immediate feedback from the listener on whether or not she has successfully communicated. Having students work in small groups maximize the amount of communicative practice they receive. Next, students should be given an opportunity to express their ideas and opinions. Next, errors are tolerated and seen as a natural outcome of development of communication skills. Since this activity was working on fluency, the teacher did not correct the student but simply noted the error, which he will return to at a later point. Next, one of the teacher's major responsibilities is to establish situations likely to promote communication. Next, communicative interaction encourages cooperative relationship among students. It gives students an opportunity to work on negotiating meaning. Next, the social context of the communicative event is essential in giving meaning to the utterances. Next, learning to use language forms appropriately is an important part of communicative competence. Okay, next again, the teacher acts as facilitator in setting up communicative activities and as an advisor during the activities. Next, in communicating, a speaker has a choice not only about what to say but also how to say it. Next, the grammar and vocabulary that the student learn follow from the function, situational context, and the roles of the interlocutors. Next, students should be given opportunities to work on language as it is used in authentic communication. They may be coached on strategies for how to improve their comprehension. Okay, next, the technique. First, authentic materials to overcome the typical problem that students cannot transfer what they learn in the classroom to the outside world, and to expose students to natural language in a variety of situations. Adherence of CLT advocate to use of authentic language materials. In this lesson, we see that the teacher uses a newspaper article. He also assigned the student homework requiring that they learn about two political candidates who are running for election. Second, scramble sentence. The students are given a passage in which the sentences are in scramble order. This may be a passage they have worked with or one of they not seen before. They are taught to unscramble the sentence that the sentences are stored to their original order. This type of exercise teaches students about the cohesion and coherence properties of language. They learn how sentences are bound together at the suprasential level through formal linguistic devices such as pronouns, which make a text cohesive, and semantic proposition which unify a text and make it coherent. Third, language games. Games are used frequently in CLT. The students find them enjoyable, and if they are properly designed, they give students valuable communicative practice. Games that are truly communicative, according to Morrow, have the three features of communication. First, information gap, choice, and feedback. Fourth, picture sleep story. Many activities can be done with picture sleep stories, which case one of in discussion of in the activity we observed on student small group was given a sleep story. She showed the first picture of the story to the members of her group and asked them to predict what the second picture would look like. An information gap existed. The students in the groups did not know what the picture contained. They had a choice as to what prediction would be and how they word it. By being able to view the picture and compare it with their prediction. Fifth, role play. This used to role play as technique when we look at the Suggestipedia are important in CLT because they give students an opportunity to practice communicating in different social contexts and in different social roles. Role plays can be set up so that they are very structured. For example, the teacher tells the student who they are and what they should say, or in a less structured. For example, the teacher tells the student who they are, what the situation is, and what they are talking about, but the student determine what they will say. Okay, guys? I think from me for one question. Next, task-based language teaching or TBLT is a methodology that emphasizes the use of authentic language to complete meaningful tasks in the target language. It focuses on developing communicative competence in learners by providing them with opportunities to use language for real-world purposes. Next, principle of TBLT. First, the class activities have a perceived purpose and clear outcome. Second, a pre-task in which students work through a task that they will later do individually is a helpful way to have students see the logic involved in what they are being asked to do. Third, the teacher breaks down into smaller steps the logical thinking process necessary to complete the task. The demand on thinking made by the activity should be just above the level which learners can meet without help. Fourth, the teacher needs to seek ways of knowing how involved the students are in the process, so he can make adjustment in light of the learners. The learner's perception of relevance and their readiness to learn, such as teacher and class negotiation, ensure that as many students as possible in mixed ability class grasps the nature of the activity. Fifth, the teacher doesn't consciously simplify his language. He uses whatever language is necessary to help students comprehend the current step in the pre-test. Here he switched from an abbreviated WH question to WH question and yes/no question, which is natural strategy that proficient speakers use when interacting with less proficient speakers inside and outside the classroom. 6. The teacher displays of the correct target form by reformulating or forecasting what the students have said. 7. The teacher provides good models of the target language. 8. The jigsaw test, where students have to piece together information they need to complete a task, gives them an opportunity for interaction. 8. The teacher should not necessarily interrupt the student when they are focused on meaning. 10. Students should receive feedback on their level of success in completing the test. This need to achieve an outcome makes students pay attention. 11. Students have input to design the way and carry out the task. This gives them more opportunity for interaction. 12. Public presentation encourage students to work and accuracy and organization as well as meaning. 13. Repeating the language that they have been working on shows learners what they can and what they cannot yet do. And 14. Listen and do tasks promote acquisition of new vocabulary and provide a good model for grammatical form. This task follow-up can enhance the learning that has taken place earlier. Okay, next, the techniques in TBLT. First, informating gap test. An informating gap test activity which we saw used previously in CLT and now in TBLT involves the exchange of information among participants in order to complete a test. In TBLT lesson, students had to exchange information within their groups in order to complete the schedule. Other example might be where one student is given a picture and describes the picture of another student to draw, or where students draw each other family trees. And 2. Opinion gap test. An opinion gap test requires that students express their personal preferences, feelings, or attitudes in order to complete the test in our lesson. The students who are only at the advanced beginning level, their opinion gap test was a rather simple one, which involved students surveying their classmates about their most and least favorite subjects. And 3. Reasoning gap test. A reasoning gap test activity requires that students derive some new information by inferring it from information they have already been given. For example, students might be given a road schedule and asked to work out the best route to get from one particular city to another, or they might be asked to solve a riddle. For unfocused tests, unfocused tests are tests designed to provide learners with opportunities for communicating. Generally, the test described in the introduction to this chapter, where students have to plan an itinerary for a train trip, is an example. Students draw on their own language resources to fulfill the test. And 5. Focus tests. Focus tests are tests designed to provide opportunities for communicating using some specific linguistic item. Typically, grammar structure. The task of trying to identify the owner of briefcase left in a taxi is an example. And 6. Input providing test. Input providing tests engage learners with the receptive skills of listening and reading. We saw in the lesson is the chapter that the student complete the schedule with the content that the teacher provided. Input providing, for example, listen and do test not only work on the receptive skills but also give teacher an opportunity to introduce new language. And 7, prompting text. Output prompting text stimulate to write or speak meaningfully. In our lesson, there was an output prompting test when students had to share information on their cards so that their group members could complete a schedule. A simple explanation of the strengths and weaknesses. First, content-based instruction or CBI. This strength, learners practice language while learning interesting topics, and it keeps learning meaningful and engaging. The weaknesses: first, hard for beginners or if the content is too difficult, and then the teachers need strong knowledge of the subject. Second, communicative language teaching or CLT. The strength focuses on speaking and reading in real-life communication, and then help learners build confidence in using the language. The weaknesses may not teach grammar clearly, hard to measure how much learners are improving, and third, task-based language teaching or TBLT. The strength, learners use language to complete real-world tasks and encourage teamwork and problem solving. And for the weaknesses, difficult for beginners to do tests in another language, and then the teachers need time to create good tests.